This was interesting because he wants to obviously look into the battery fire in the Model S.
That's right. And I mean, this is what Tesla has said now after each accident involving a Model S that resulted in a fire. They don't want to jump to any conclusions, which is probably very smart. It should also be mentioned that there were a lot of injuries and I think a couple of fatalities in this because it wasn't just the Tesla, right? It was a 100-mile-an-hour high-speed crash in the afternoon through Los Angeles. The car, first of all, the police crashed, and then the Tesla crashed later. They could have probably slowed down and just turned the corner, but they also ran into a parked car, a Mercury, and a Honda Civic that had 5 people in it. So it was a disaster, which should be said first. Secondly, anytime you have a high-speed crash, if you hit a pole at 100 miles an hour, it's going to be a serious problem for the car and its occupants. So the car split in half. Half of it was wedged in between 2 walls at a synagogue. The other half sort of went off and exploded into flames that were stories high. I mean, this isn't just a little fire. It's a huge fire. And that's what happens when these lithium-ion batteries catch on fire. In fact, a lot of the local residents told a local television station that they thought it was fireworks because it was on the 4th of July. So either a celebration or that someone's box of fireworks actually was accidentally ignited. So obviously, it's a serious issue for Tesla. They've had this problem with lithium-ion batteries catching on fire in the past. They've issued fixes. For example, they put another skid plate under the car. But if you hit something at 100 miles an hour, a lot of skid plates aren't going to hold up. No, even if there are 3 of them, which is what they currently have.
And I want to switch gears from that story to another one that you're working on in Mexico, and that auto manufacturing is literally going gangbusters in Mexico.
Right. So this is interesting because of all the stories that we had out the last few weeks about car companies saying that they're going to invest money in Mexico. Actually, Mexico has moved ahead of Brazil in terms of production of vehicles the last 5 months in a row. And that's interesting because people thought that Brazil, I mean, they had their money on Brazil for at least a few more years. And it's just that Mexico is exporting so many cars to the U.S., right? 8 out of 10 cars that are built in Mexico are exported into this market, and Brazil doesn't really have that outlet. In fact, Brazil's exports to its biggest trading partner, Argentina, have fallen by 28%. So it's having issues in that regard.